Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, the tech industry promoted a specific vision of the future: learn to code, enter the sector, and secure a stable, high-paying career for life. This chart tracks the sudden spike of over 500,000 job losses in the tech sector since 2022. Even as national economic headlines highlight general growth, tech workers are facing their most volatile labor market in over 2 decades. This instability has its roots in the consolidation that followed the initial dot-com crash. Surviving giants leveraged low interest rates and a lack of competition to cement their market power, effectively becoming the gatekeepers of the digital economy by 2013. These massive workforce reductions represent a deliberate operational pivot. The industry is shifting its focus away from creating new technologies to extract maximum capital from its existing dominance. This restructuring marks a total shift in priorities. By dismantling the workforce stability they spent decades promising, these firms are prioritizing immediate profit margins over the very talent that built their platforms. The foundation of this dominance is the unchecked collection and weaponization of massive amounts of user and employee data. This digital hoard allows the largest firms to dictate who can access critical market resources. Internal documents have highlighted how these companies selectively share this harvested data with allies while restricting it from potential competitors. It is a strategy designed to stifle any innovation that might threaten their status quo. When a genuine threat does emerge, tech giants utilize co-opting disruption. They invest in or acquire promising startups purely to secure board positions and steer these potential rivals away from innovative paths that could challenge the incumbents. The scale of this consolidation is immense. Google has acquired over 230 companies in the last 15 years, while Amazon has expanded its reach by investing in or buying out more than 128 businesses across diverse sectors. While regulatory bodies like the FTC occasionally investigate these buyouts, the resulting multi-billion-dollar fines are easily absorbed. For these monopolies, these penalties are simply a manageable cost of maintaining their market control. This data monopoly ensures a closed loop. Without access to the same scale of information, no independent startup can survive long enough to challenge these firms in a competitive market. Worker extraction has become just as systematic as consumer data harvesting. Since the early 2000s, roughly 3.4 million information technology jobs have been offshored from the United States to developing nations. The primary driver is labor cost differences. This chart compares the $60 hourly rate of a U.S. developer against a $20 offshore rate. Savings also extend to infrastructure, drastically reducing offshore spending on office rent, electricity, and local services. This transition often ends with a final, humiliating demand. High-paid American tech workers are frequently required to spend their last months at a firm training the cheaper foreign contractors hired to replace them. India now captures about 55% of the global tech outsourcing market, generating over $150 billion in annual exports. Similar growth is transforming cities across the Philippines and Brazil as they become the new hubs for low-cost tech talent. Relocating these operations functions as a mechanism to artificially suppress domestic labor costs. It allows corporations to inflate their profit margins while effectively decoupling from the U.S. talent pool. Companies are pairing mass layoffs with quieter attrition tactics, such as strict return-to-office mandates. These demands often function as covert workforce reductions, forcing resignations from employees who cannot comply with sudden relocation requirements. This philosophy views high turnover as a feature rather than a flaw. By using grueling performance benchmarks to encourage long-term employees to leave, leadership prevents workers from accruing seniority benefits and raises, keeping the overall cost of labor artificially low. The impending threat of automation provides a convenient justification for these cuts. Executives are citing the potential of AI to freeze entry-level hiring today, regardless of whether these tools can actually perform the complex work they claim to automate. The tech industry has effectively abandoned its roots in innovation to adopt the same manipulative and greedy business practices that define the financial sector. They have become the new Wall Street, unregulated, dominated by monopolies, and focused entirely on extraction. Relying on traditional academic training or optimized online job profiles is no longer enough in a labor market suppressed by these monopolies. The platforms designed to assist job seekers are often as corrupt as the companies doing the hiring. The most effective way for displaced workers to navigate this landscape is through genuine one-on-one personal networking. Survival in this economy depends on local collaboration and human connections that exist outside of corporate algorithms. However, individual networking does not address the scale of the problem. Because the tech industry and its financial backers only value capital, a targeted consumer boycott of their services is our most viable weapon. Starving these systems of our consumer dollars is the only way to force a reaction. Creating a visible financial impact is the necessary catalyst for regulatory figures to finally step in and break up these monopolies. To change the trajectory of the industry, we must stop feeding the machine. We have to reject the artificial illusion that these platforms exist for our benefit